Have you ever noticed how, after turning 60, your body seems to respond differently to foods you've been eating your whole life? A slice of cake that once just felt like a guilty pleasure suddenly sends your blood sugar climbing. A salty snack leaves you bloated longer than it used to, and sometimes even a healthy fruit, something we've always been told is nature as perfect food, can suddenly become a hidden danger. For many seniors, the foods that once energized them can now quietly set the stage for stroke, high blood pressure, and dangerous complications. And here's the most surprising part: it isn't always the junk food that causes the most trouble. In fact, some of the sweetest, juiciest, and most beloved fruits can trigger serious health risks when eaten without caution. This may sound shocking. After all, fruits are marketed as clean, wholesome, and guilt-free. Doctors and dietitians say, eat more fruits and vegetables, like a mantra. And yes, fruits do contain vitamins, antioxidants, and fiber that our bodies need. But here is the hidden truth that isn't often shared. Once you cross the threshold of 60, your metabolism, your kidneys, your liver, and your cardiovascular system all start to behave differently. Foods you used to tolerate without issue can suddenly interact with your medications, overwhelm your aging organs, or spike your blood sugar higher and faster than before. What looks innocent on the plate may no longer be so harmless inside your body. Take a moment to imagine this. You wake up one morning, pour yourself a glass of orange juice, slice a banana onto your cereal, maybe snack on a handful of grapes later in the day. Perfectly normal, right? You feel like you've done something good for your health. But hours later, you feel sluggish. Your ankles are swollen, your heartbeat feels irregular, or your blood pressure monitor shows numbers higher than you've ever seen. That's how silent and sneaky the wrong fruit, eaten at the wrong time, can be. So today, let's explore these fruits, not to scare you away from them completely, but to uncover the truth of how they can quietly increase the risk of stroke and other health issues in seniors. Because knowledge is power. And by the end of this narration, you'll know exactly which fruits require caution, why they can be risky, and how to enjoy them safely without putting your health in danger. Let's start with one of the most popular and universally loved fruits, the humble banana. For decades, bananas have been praised as a quick energy booster, an easy breakfast, and even a gentle food for sensitive stomachs. They're soft, sweet, and packed with potassium, which is known to help regulate blood pressure. Sounds perfect, right? But here's where things get tricky for seniors. Bananas, especially when fully ripe, are incredibly high in natural sugars. Their glycemic load is enough to cause a sudden spike in blood sugar, a dangerous problem if you are managing diabetes or insulin resistance. And while potassium is usually a friend to the heart, too much potassium in an aging body, especially in someone whose kidney function has declined, can be dangerous. High potassium can throw off your heart rhythm, cause weakness, and even trigger cardiac complications. Take the case of Margaret, a 68-year-old retired teacher. She believed bananas were her safe food because they kept her feeling full. She ate 2 every morning with oatmeal. Over time, she began feeling dizzy spells and noticed her blood sugar readings were unusually erratic. Her doctor discovered that not only were her sugars swinging too high, but her potassium levels were also climbing into the danger zone. Margaret was stunned. She thought bananas were doing her good, but in reality they were slowly setting her up for heart strain. Her story isn't rare. Many seniors who lean on bananas as a daily habit are unknowingly increasing their risk. So what can you do if you love bananas? The trick is moderation and timing. Instead of 2 ripe bananas in the morning, 1 small, slightly less ripe banana paired with protein, like Greek yogurt or nuts, can prevent that rapid sugar surge. And if you have kidney problems, it's essential to speak with your doctor before eating bananas regularly. What once was a safe fruit may not be safe anymore. Now let's move to grapes. Small, sweet, bite-sized, and often labeled as a heart-healthy snack because of their antioxidants, grapes feel innocent. But for seniors, they can be one of the sneakiest culprits when it comes to stroke risk. Grapes are loaded with fructose, a natural sugar that digests rapidly. When you eat a handful, it doesn't feel like much, but you're essentially delivering a concentrated shot of sugar to your bloodstream. For someone over 60, whose insulin sensitivity has already declined, this can mean rapid spikes in blood sugar followed by just as rapid crashes. Those swings don't just drain energy. Over time, they damage blood vessels, contribute to plaque buildup, and increase the chance of clot formation, the very process that leads to stroke. Think about Charles, a 72-year-old grandfather who loved keeping a bowl of grapes on his coffee table. Every time he walked past, he'd pop a few into his mouth. By the end of the day, he was unknowingly consuming the sugar equivalent of several cans of soda without even realizing it. Charles eventually suffered a minor stroke, and during his recovery, his doctor asked about his diet. When Charles mentioned his healthy grape habit, the doctor explained how that constant drip of sugar had been quietly fueling his vascular risk. This doesn't mean grapes must be eliminated, but they should be respected. Portion control is everything. 10 to 12 grapes eaten alongside protein or fiber is very different from snacking on them mindlessly all day. And here's another twist. Raisins, dried grapes, are even more concentrated in sugar. A small handful can send blood sugar skyrocketing. For seniors, this makes raisins especially risky if eaten as a casual snack. Next, let's talk about pineapple. Tropical, juicy, refreshing. Pineapple is often thought of as a treat. It's rich in vitamin C and contains bromelain, an enzyme that can aid digestion. But for seniors, pineapple presents multiple hazards. First, its sugar content is very high, and because it's also acidic, it can cause stomach irritation, acid reflux, and discomfort. Many seniors already battle with acid reflux due to weakened esophageal muscles. Adding pineapple to the mix can make the condition worse, increasing inflammation in the throat and even interfering with sleep. More seriously, bromelain interacts with blood-thinning medications, commonly prescribed after 60 to prevent heart attacks and strokes. Instead of protecting you, pineapple can thin the blood too much, increasing the risk of dangerous bleeding. Take Clara Hughes, a 70-year-old woman on warfarin, a common anticoagulant. She began eating pineapple every night as a refreshing dessert, thinking it was a smart, low-calorie choice. Weeks later, she experienced nosebleeds that wouldn't stop and unexplained bruising. When her doctor reviewed her diet, pineapple was the hidden culprit. Clara never imagined that a fruit could interfere with her medication so severely. So while pineapple may be fine for younger people in moderation, for seniors on medications, it can quickly turn into a risky food. The solution isn't total avoidance, but careful timing and portioning. A few bites occasionally, paired with another food, may be tolerable. But a daily bowl? That could quietly set up a dangerous scenario. Now consider watermelon. It's 92% water, sweet, and feels hydrating on a hot day. Seniors often turn to watermelon thinking it's a perfect way to stay hydrated and satisfy cravings. But here's the twist. Watermelon acts as a diuretic. It increases urination, which in turn can cause dehydration if you're not careful. Seniors already face a higher risk of dehydration due to reduced thirst signals, so eating watermelon without replenishing fluids can actually dry you out. Worse, watermelon's sugar content, though diluted, can still spike blood sugar if you eat too much at once. Oranges, another favorite, come with their own hidden dangers. While oranges are famous for vitamin C, they are also acidic, can aggravate reflux, and most importantly, interfere with certain medications. Orange juice is even riskier. It concentrates the sugar of several oranges into a single glass. That morning, glass of juice so many people over 60 cherish can send blood sugar soaring within minutes, leaving blood vessels under attack. Seniors on medications like statins or blood pressure pills may find that oranges or orange juice alter how those drugs are absorbed. What feels like a harmless daily habit could actually be undermining medical treatment. Finally, let's talk about mangoes, the golden fruit of summer. Mangoes are rich, creamy, and sweet, but they are one of the highest sugar fruits available. A single mango can contain more sugar than a full-sized candy bar. For seniors, this is a red flag. Mangoes also contain compounds that interfere with how the liver processes certain medications. For someone already on multiple prescriptions, this can quietly cause imbalances, leaving drugs less effective or, in some cases, too strong. Now imagine Evelyn, a 75-year-old diabetic who adored mango season. She convinced herself that because mango was natural, it couldn't be as harmful as processed sweets. But her blood sugar logs told another story. Every time she indulged, her glucose spiked dangerously, putting strain on her heart and vessels. When her doctor explained that her beloved mangoes were as risky as candy, Evelyn finally understood that natural sugar is still sugar, and in large amounts it can be just as destructive. So where does this leave us? Should seniors never eat fruit again? Absolutely not. Fruits can still play a healthy role in a balanced diet. The key lies in understanding your body's new rules after 60. That means eating fruits in moderation, choosing the right time of day, pairing them with protein or fiber to blunt sugar spikes, and paying close attention to how they interact with your medications. Think of it this way. Fruits aren't the villains. They're simply powerful foods that must be handled with respect, especially as the body ages. Too much, eaten the wrong way, at the wrong time, can quietly chip away at your health until one day it explodes into a serious event like a stroke. But small, mindful adjustments can let you continue enjoying nature's sweetness without fear. The golden rules are simple. Never eat large portions of fruit on an empty stomach if you're over 60. Pair fruit with a source of protein or healthy fat to slow digestion. Stay mindful of hidden sugars in juices and dried fruits. Always check with your doctor about potential food-drug interactions, especially if you take blood thinners, statins, or diabetes medications. And most importantly, listen to your body. If you feel dizzy, weak, or notice changes after eating certain fruits, don't dismiss it. Pay attention. At the end of the day, awareness is your greatest protection. The very foods that seem healthy can be dangerous if you don't understand the full picture. But by making smart choices, you can still enjoy sweetness without putting your health at risk. After 60, food is not just fuel. It's medicine or poison, depending on how you use it. Make it work for you, not against you. And remember this: knowledge today prevents regret tomorrow. Take these lessons seriously. Share them with your loved ones. And keep making the small, smart decisions that will give you not just more years, but better years, healthier, stronger, and stroke-free.